Plankton, and today I'm going to be giving my honest thoughts of Godzilla Singular Point because I just got done watching the final episode. So, yeah, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. First, I want to start off with the monsters. Now, Godzilla doesn't even show up until like the ending of the 4th episode, and he's not really Ultima yet. He's Godzilla Quadrilus. And it's basically just like giant red Titanosaurus looking thing. But yeah, then he turns into Godzilla Amphibia. Is that what it's called? It's basically where he actually looks like different monsters throughout all the styles. Like Godzilla Quadrilus looks like Titanosaurus. Godzilla Amphibia looks like Varan, and Godzilla Tetris looks like Gorgosaurus. So Godzilla kind of looks like a whole bunch of different monsters in the series that he's not. But whenever we get to Ultima, which I was like, oh, that's not going to be the final form, is it? It is. I'm sorry. He dies as Ultima. Sorry, spoilers. So, in Ultima, he just looks like Godzilla. Just kind of different, looks the most like Godzilla of all of his versions. Now, let's talk about... Which monster should we talk about? Anguirus. Let's talk about Anguirus. So apparently, like, Anguirus' spikes, they can, like, predict the future or something? I was like... Are his spikes, like, living things, or what? And then it gets explained though. So basically, his spikes, they like reflect bullets and stuff, and he goes. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like Anguirus, but he dies during I guess across a few episodes. He dies because Jet Jaguar literally drills into him. I'm like, jeez. He gets like this gun and he drills into Anguirus. And, I guess that's a good end to Anguirus. And then his spike, that Jet Jaguar actually got out. Well, I guess the old guy got out. What's the old guy's name? I don't remember his name. I wasn't paying attention to the characters. I was just like, when's Godzilla gonna show up? So, yeah. Well, then his spike gets turned into a spear for Jet Jaguar. And now let's talk about Jet Jaguar. So basically, Jet Jaguar is, controlled by, the people at the Otaki factory. Then it actually gets its, the engineer dude, the engineer dude, here are the main characters of the series, okay? The engineer dude and the nerdy little science girl. That's what their characters' names are gonna be whenever I'm talking about them, okay? Because I don't even remember their names. I don't. So basically, what happens is it gets like its own AI programmed into it. Which first it was called something else. I don't really pay attention to the characters in movies, okay? I just don't care. And then it gets programmed, and then its name turns into Jet Jaguar, And then it downloads some fighting skills. So then it's kind of like Baymax, okay? Let's be honest. Jet Jaguar kind of reminds us all of Baymax. You gotta agree with me. Like, it downloads fighting skills, is a total, sacrifices himself at the end of the show, Baymax, and yeah, helps out others, Baymax. Jet Jaguar is Baymax in the series. Except for it might be, the side, 50 meters tall, so, yeah. And then what happens next is, well, actually, we're going to talk about Rodan, because Jet Jaguar fights Rodan. So Rodan is like a species of pterosaurs. It's not actually, just one monster. I guess there's, there's two different Rodans. There's, this small brown one, which I can only assume might be like, I guess there's like, okay, so depending on the color patterns and what we see with most animals, I think the red, like the more vibrant ones, the bigger ones, those are the males, and the brown ones are the females because they're like less colorful. And we see that with a lot of birds, so that's what I think. So yeah, so that Rodan is basically just a species of pterosaurs, and I mean I guess they kill some people, but you know, and then they also spread around the red dust. So yeah. And then there's Saroga. Sorry, Saroga. I'm just gonna call it Gabra because it looks so much like Gabra. And I'm pretty sure it is Gabra. They just call it different. Saranga. Yeah, Saranga. Saranga. That's what I'm gonna call it. I think that's what its name is. Saranga. Saranga. No, I'm just gonna call it Gabra. So Gabra pretty much gets impaled like 5 times in the series, but doesn't die. Like, okay, so the first time is like he's climbing up these little towers. He's pretty much King Kong, except for he's like a lizard. So he's just climbing up these things, and then this guy just kicks a briefcase that has this bomb, goes into the red dust, and then it makes the dust into like these little crystal things. It just pierces through Gabra. What? So like it literally pierces through Gabra, and then it just melts, and then he just falls, but he doesn't die. Of course he doesn't die. And then he shows up in India, kills some people, and then, yeah. So yeah, he gets impaled a lot in the series, but doesn't die, so, yeah. Then he blows up, so, there's Gabra for you. Now let's talk about Kamakurious, the bug things, Megalon, whatever. I'm gonna call it Megalocucurus. Megalocucurus. What's the monster's name? I know Megalodora because it kind of looks like Hedorah. Whenever it like splits apart. I'm telling you, it's like a monster hybrid thing of those 3 guys. But basically, they're like these armored spiders that like shoot pink, like purple, magenta webs. Kind of weird. Then again, they were trying to go kind of differently for this anime, so yeah. A jet jaguar uses his spear to murder all of them. He murders all the spiders. I thought spiders mattered. Nope, they don't. And those are all really the monsters in the series that I can think of right now. Because of course I just got done watching the show. Yeah. And the best monster in this entire series was Godzilla. Then second place was Jet Jaguar because he like actually had a mind. Of course, I'm gonna say Godzilla's first because he's the main character of the show. So doesn't really feel like it because he's the villain, but you know his name is in the title. So Jet Jaguar second because of course it's pretty much Baymax. Like an actual good guy. And Gears comes in 3rd place because he's like kind of cute. I don't know why. His eyes and like, okay, so he knocks down Jet Jaguar and he just like plays with him. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. And then Jet Jaguar just murders him. The old man does because he's like cold-hearted or something. The old man is still my favorite character though in the entire show because he cusses. Plus he's just funny. The old guys in TV shows, they're always the funniest characters. And I guess 4th place is gonna go to Rodan, because I mean they have some pretty cool action sequences. I think Gabra, Saranga, whatever the frick it is, and then the spiders, because they're kind of free. Well, wait, there's one monster I didn't talk about. It's like this little, kind of looks like the Mega Neula from Rodan. Like they have the weird looking eye things. I think that might be what it is. It's like these little critters that crawl around. I don't think that they're the spiders, but they could be because they have like a different mouths. Because the spiders, they have like these closing In-N-Out mouse, but then like they have like, what are they called? The tremor creatures, graboids. Yes, they have like the graboid mouse where they go row, row, row. So yeah, I don't know what those are. They could be the spider, but like different. Maybe it's like the same thing with the rodents. Like some of them are male, some of them are female. And I guess that one's gonna go very last place because it does nothing in the show besides like try to attack Engineer Boy. Yeah. So that's the monsters. And yeah, now let's talk about the story. So the show starts out with Engineer Boy and a big muscle dude looking at this mansion because they pick up some weird signals from there. And then they figure out there's a secret bookcase door thing, and it reveals them to a music signal thing. And then anyways, moving along, we get science nerdy weird chemistry girl. Yeah, she's just like sitting there waiting for the bus, and yeah, and then she gets like hired or something. And so yeah, then the rodents start attacking. What else happened? Show. Oh, did I forget to mention Amanda was in the? Oh my god, I did. I forgot to include Amanda in the last category. Well, I guess we can just talk about Amanda now. So, yeah, Amanda is this giant sea serpent that gets killed by Godzilla. Okay, we're done talking about Amanda. So, yeah. But anyway, the story's just out there. It's not the best Godzilla story. I would even say it's just not that understanding. Like, you can't really understand the story too well. It's not my favorite Godzilla story. It has to do with, like, the universe. Like, Godzilla comes from the universe because he's a singular point. I don't understand. I don't understand the show at all. And like, it's like the signal for all the monsters. It's kind of like the signal from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 with Baby Godzilla. Look, I like the show. I like it. It's better than the Earth anime series from Godzilla. I mean, like, it does better than that. I'll give it that. It does better than Son of Godzilla. I'll give it that. It might even do better than some of the Heisei films. I'll give it that. It does better than Godzilla X Megaguirus. It does better than Godzilla 2000. It does better than those kind of Godzilla movies. But you see movies like Godzilla, it's kind of like Godzilla Final Wars, except for just kind of a little bit more out there. And, because, you know, see, in Godzilla Final Wars, there's aliens attacking. But in Singular Point, it's pretty much creatures from a different universe, because they're singular points, coming to destroy the world because they're a catastrophe. Hey, wait, hang on, what's the plot of this series again? I mean, so you thought you came here to watch a video about me reviewing Godzilla Singular, but now you're just watching a young boy being confused about a series. I mean, the main, both of the main character stories, I like Engineer Boy's group storyline more, because the nerdy science girl just figures what archetypes are and what the singular point is. She just explains the story of the singular point. She literally has nothing to do with the monsters. In fact, I would say Engineer Boy does more with the monsters. So therefore, he pretends like he acts like he's more with the show. with Godzilla. This girl is just like, red dust does crap. I don't get it. She should have done a little bit more with the monsters. Like, she didn't really have any intense scenes besides the Gabra and the Rodans one, but that's all there is for her. And the main characters don't even meet each other, like, in person until, like, the last minute of the episode. Like, the last 12 seconds of the episode. Then again, it's a Godzilla story, so it's not really supposed to make sense a lot. Unless it's, you know, it's the MonsterVerse movies that are, like, realistic, even though there's a freaking 3-headed, 514-foot space dragon from outer space. And then in the next movie, they use Space Dragon's dead head for Mechagodzilla. They're not realistic movies, but they're better, more realistic in terms of Singular Point. Singular Point just has the most, how do I say this? It is better than Son of Godzilla, like I just said. It is better than Godzilla vs. Hedorah. I'll give it that. It is better than Godzilla vs. Megalon. I'll give it that. I just don't like the story, okay? Now, you guys might like the story. I have no problem with that. Good for you. You love the story. I don't like the story. I don't care for it. I thought it was going to be like something more like Shin Godzilla. I thought it was going to be like Shin Godzilla. Godzilla evolves, and the characters are trying to stop. I even thought the monsters like Anguirus, Manda, Gavra, Rodan, I thought they were going to be like monsters that like were actually trying to protect the world from Godzilla, kind of like GMK style. Alright, my expectations, I didn't really get met. And that's not a bad thing, that's just what I was expecting from it, like. And then, like, the monsters don't really even go with Godzilla. Like, Gavra, he never even meets Godzilla. Anguirus never even meets Godzilla. The bug things never even meets Godzilla. Then why are they there? Well, you have to have your monsters fight the big bad monster. You can't just leave them there and do their own thing. Godzilla only fights Manda and kills some Rodan flying fricks, but that's all he does. And then besides that, he stands there, gets shot, and just goes, I don't enjoy Shin Godzilla. I don't like the story, kind of too political, but it's easier to understand. And out of both Godzilla projects this year, like Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla Singular Point, I'm gonna have to say Godzilla vs. Kong is better. Way better. Now, maybe it's just because I'm not used to animes and their weird stories. I'm just not used to that, okay? In fact, I don't even watch animes that much. If you consider Pokemon anime, which I don't really consider that much, more of a cartoon, which anime is that, but like, hey, here's the problem. I just don't like the story for Godzilla Singular Point. The monster design's good. The character design's good. The characters' lines, they're not corny. Just the story is kinda iffish. That's all. And, of course, it's not going to be something as good as Godzilla 1954. Of course, it's not going to be as good as Godzilla 2014. Of course, it's not going to be as good as those good movies that we see all the time. It's not going to be as good as those. And I already came in knowing that. But I just didn't like it that much, to be honest with you. I was actually expecting me to fall in love with the series, to get me even more into Godzilla. Didn't really do that. I mean, maybe it's just not my kind of taste. If you get what I mean. It's just itchish for me. And like, I have nothing against anybody who made this movie, because of course they did a good job at it. The animations are so good, everything, but the story, I just don't like the story. The rest of it is pretty good, but the story is not the most memorable. Okay? And yeah, it's just not that interesting. So, I'll give you my overall opinion on it, and then the next part. Out of 3 stars for the thing, I gotta say, they probably focus on the monsters more. I gotta give it that. They probably did that, because it's a Godzilla series. You're gonna have to focus on Godzilla. Now, we haven't gotten a Godzilla series since, what was it? The early 2000s? I wasn't even alive yet. But it's definitely better than the Godzilla animated series, I gotta give it that. It's definitely better than those crappy 3-film trilogy anime movies. Yeah, you know which ones I'm talking about. It's definitely better than Godzilla 1998. Any Godzilla film might be better than that. Of course, that's my own opinion, but I guess for the monsters, since I love their designs and they're so clean, that's gonna get it a star. Its story, gonna give it a 1/4 of a star. Its characters, I mean, their designs, their stories, their stories. I'm not talking about the overall story, like the plot. I'm talking about their personalities and stuff. That's gonna get them 1/2 a star. Well, that's gonna get 1/2 star. So overall, we have 1 3/4 stars. But we're not done yet. Kind of want to talk about the Easter eggs though, and how they kind of contribute to my rating. So, I mean, there's plenty. It's a Godzilla series. So overall, I'm gonna make up my mind and say it's 2 2/4 stars. That's what I'm gonna give it. Okay? Not gonna give it a 1 star. Not gonna give it a 1.5 because it deserves more than that. And that was my rating of Godzilla Singular Point. So that's what I have to give it. If you enjoyed my review of Godzilla Singular Point, or just my thoughts about it, leave a like, subscribe if you're interested in watching more of my videos and hearing what I have to say, and yeah. Click the bell if you're going to subscribe so you can be notified whenever, of course, comes back to YouTube to make a new video. So, hope you all enjoyed. Have a good day. If it's not going so good, I hope it's better. And I'll see you all later.